long overdue. Should have been done years and years ago.
The gentleman you're talking about is Mr. Obidiah Williams. He was the head teacher for the Molineux Primary School for many years. I can remember him being very stern, and he was a very serious man, but you weren't afraid of him, but things that he expected of you, you would do it because you were afraid of getting spanked and everything.
He was a strict man, very strict and disciplined. He had been always calm, short in the pants, and when the bell rings, you have to stand up wherever you are.
When the bell rings, you go again, and you have to reach in the line before the bell stops.
The old-time teaching is always the better way.
He was not only a pupil, but also my headmaster. I was a teacher as well. He was a very strong disciplinarian. He didn't stand any nonsense, you know. You had to be here early, and you had to have respect and consideration for other people. Very, very, very strict. There have been times when people felt that after having committed a misdemeanor, 2 weeks ago perhaps, and there was no punishment, they thought perhaps it was finished. And then he would suddenly call you up and ask you, no, he would call you up and give you a few strokes with the words, you know what for. Well, very often the poor students didn't know what they were beaten for. But he was he was a very hard-working man. He believed in the students. He loved poetry. He taught some wonderful poems to the students, and very good also at teaching motivational verses to the students to motivate them to learn. I was not only one of his students, but also a proud member of his staff. At this juncture, I now invite one of Obidiah's sons, Archie, to invoke God's richest blessings on this ceremony.
Shall we bow our heads together? O God, O help the ages past, O hope for years to come. It's in time like these that we not only feel our frailty as human beings, but recognize that when the mind of man combined with the aspiration of God, man can achieve the impossible. We've come here today to celebrate the life of one whose footsteps on the sands of time remind us that we can make our lives better and live that life. We invite your Holy Spirit at this time. Recognize that nothing good, nothing great can be done without your help. And so like Solomon of old, we ask that you give us the wisdom to not only build on what has gone before, but when young people come here, when they see the name Joshua Obidiah Williams, even if Joshua will tell them they too can be conquered, they can overcome ignorance before they transient experience. And so we invite your Holy Spirit not only on the naming, but also those who come into this building, that they'll be inspired, that his love of music, his love of movement, his erudition, his love also of people will be part of the culture of this building. That the community and the environment recognizes something here happened and they can contribute. May your presence be in every aspect of this program. May it reflect your glory, your honor, and your righteousness. And may your compassion envelop us as we serve with the best of all areas. In Jesus' name.
Amen. Together we sing the national anthem.
O land of beauty, our country where peace abounds, thy children stand free, on the strength of will and love, with God in all our struggles, St. Kitts and Nevis be. Our nation come together.
this stage, I now call on someone who is on the verge of securing her own place in the history of the school, in being the last principal of the Molineux Primary School and the first principal of the Joshua Obidiah Williams Primary School. Please come to the podium, Principal Miss Jocelyn Mitchell, and give.
Also attended the Molineux Primary School, but were unfortunate to not have such an experience. Stories of this magnificent teacher were always told to us. For example, stories of how he used to pass pencils through the hair of the boys to make sure their hair was well combed. Stories of his sterling singing ability, whereby the students of the school were the best in singing. He trained his students to sing so well that they were considered to be the most melodious singers in St. Kitts and Nevis and perhaps the entire region. So I have been told. Stories of Mr. Williams' diligence, his commitment, dedication, and his strong, unwavering love and passion for teaching and towards his students have filtered down from generation to generation. Mr. Joshua Obidiah Williams was certainly a remarkable educator. A man who, although he treated his students with love, respect, and tolerance, was nonetheless a strict disciplinarian. The biblical quote, "Don't spare the rod and spoil the child," held true for Mr. Williams. He always insisted on an adherence to the rules that govern the school, and thus assisted to mold many of his students in becoming well-mannered, outstanding, and productive members of society. He was definitely a leader. In fact, I think it is safe to say that he is one of the best that has ever graced the teaching profession. Mr. Williams served this school, his community, and this country with dignity and distinction. As one of his former students so aptly puts it, Mr. Williams is one of the principals of modern times who had a lasting effect on his students. It is indeed a pleasure for me, as the current principal of this esteemed institution, to join with everyone here in honoring such a stalwart in the field of education. Mr. Joshua Obidiah Williams deserves to be honored, albeit posthumously. What can be more appropriate than therefore to have this institution to which he has devoted so much to his name? He deserves it. I thank you.